Starship is making waves in the scientific community, and their opinions might just blow your mind. From groundbreaking technology to ambitious plans for Mars colonization, discover what experts think about this game-changing spacecraft. The big question is, how will SpaceX make this vision a reality? And what could it mean for the future of space exploration? Stay with us till the end of the video to know their opinions on how, despite sounding like a crazy science fiction tale, landing on Mars is happening thanks to SpaceX. Let's begin. Elon Musk has outlined a daring plan to establish a self-sufficient metropolis on Mars by 2050 that can house 1 million people. By constructing 1,000 starships and launching them to Mars 3 times a day, SpaceX intends to accomplish this. This bold proposal is fascinating since it blurs the boundaries between science fiction and reality. Despite his history of making fun of Elon and SpaceX, renowned scientist Neil deGrasse Tyson has suddenly come to respect Elon's actions. He still has some criticisms despite his admiration, particularly about the Mars expedition. Neil was questioned about SpaceX's reusable rockets on Reddit in 2017. In response, he said that demonstrating that rockets can be reused is an amazing accomplishment and essential to the development of both economical and reliable space travel. Scientists' excitement emphasizes how important SpaceX's efforts are. They think that Elon's tenacity and creative thinking are making what formerly appeared to be an impossibility a reality. Not only is reaching Mars exciting, but there's also hope for fresh discoveries and space travel innovations. The well-known astronomer Neil deGrasse Tyson was asked on Reddit if he would be open to going on a one-way mission to Mars. Neil had a direct and amusing response saying, "Since I like Earth, I'm making sure I have enough money to return from any space travel I take. Furthermore, I won't travel there until Elon Musk sends his mother there and returns with her intact. Then I'm set to go." Although his response may come across as a little grim, what he was expressing was that he was not confident SpaceX could get to Mars and return without any problems. Neil was not a big fan of SpaceX back then, but as time passed, Neil's perspective on SpaceX shifted dramatically. In an interview conducted just a year later, he declared that Elon Musk would fundamentally alter the course of history. He thought that Musk would have an even greater social influence than previous tech titans like Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, and Jeff Bezos. Tyson respected Musk's emphasis on culture and human progress rather than just the newest popular smartphone app. Neil clarified that SpaceX's spaceship might travel to Mars and the Moon with substantial payloads by essentially resetting the rocket equation. This implies that the thrust required to propel the spacecraft into orbit increases with the amount of mass you wish to launch. This capacity creates fascinating new opportunities for space travel. Dr. Michio Kaku, a well-known theoretical physicist, also shared his thoughts on this. He said, "You could load up a starship with all sorts of things, rocks, ice, and whatever else you find in space. This makes the starship incredibly versatile and useful for future missions." Meanwhile, Martin Elvis and other scientists at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics are enthusiastic about the starship's possibilities. They have discussed in a white paper how the next generation of space observatories could be deployed by utilizing the starship's amazing capabilities. A fascinating concept is to launch an Event Horizon telescope from the spacecraft. The first ever image of a supermassive black hole was captured with this type of telescope back in 2019. With more sophisticated versions of these telescopes, just think of what we could find. Thus, Despite his early skepticism about SpaceX and its Mars mission, Neil deGrasse Tyson ended up becoming one of its strongest supporters. He believed that Elon Musk and SpaceX could transform space exploration and have a big influence on the future of humanity. Tyson's conversion demonstrates how rapidly people's views may change, particularly when it comes to cutting-edge technology and audacious objectives like those of SpaceX. Renowned British scientist Brian Cox, who is well known for his hit TV series, voiced hope about SpaceX's potential in the meantime. Cox thinks that, with enough funding, it is theoretically possible to organize a successful expedition to Mars. He believes that, in all likelihood, it will take humanity 20 years to reach this milestone, while technological advancements may shorten that period. The speed at which SpaceX and Blue Origin have advanced in space exploration has impressed Brian Cox. He believes that the most important breakthrough in the business in recent years has been SpaceX's creation of reusable rockets. According to Cox, these rockets can carry scientists, astronauts, and eventually anybody else wishing to travel between Earth and space. The Mars Direct method is a stepwise approach to Mars settlement, according to Cox. It entails sending the necessary components first, such as a base. Humans would arrive when it was put up and functioning, creating a permanent settlement that may expand over time. This strategy fits in very well with Elon Musk's grand ambitions to build a self-sufficient Mars colony. American aerospace engineer Dr. Robert Zubrin concurs with Cox's optimism regarding interplanetary flight. He makes a point of saying that we already possess the technology required for human journeys to Mars. According to Zubrin, the goal of these missions is not to explore uncharted physics, but rather to apply practical engineering to the construction and transportation of manageable-sized systems. Because of his inspirational leadership in space exploration, Zubrin views Elon Musk as a transformative character, drawing comparisons between him and a hero. He considers how characters like Musk were confined to science fiction narratives not so long ago. They are currently transforming those made-up visions into actualities that have the potential to drastically alter humankind's post-Earth destiny. Cox and Zubrin both draw attention to how space exploration has moved from theoretical concepts to detailed plans. According to them, Musk's efforts are essential to going beyond Earth and turning once fantastical space travel objectives into realistic, reachable targets. Their viewpoints highlight the fascinating opportunities and difficulties that await mankind as it explores farther into space. What are your views on Elon Musk's views on his constant efforts? Do share in the comments section below. If you enjoyed watching the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.